Hi YouTube, today is my week 30 pregnancy update video, and this week was a very interesting week. It started on Monday around late afternoon, early evening. I started experiencing a lot of what I thought were Braxton Hick contractions, and they kept going and going, and they were anywhere from 5 minutes apart to 15 minutes apart. And so I immediately laid down and I started drinking a lot of water, and it's pretty typical for me to start getting a lot of Braxton Hicks, particularly these last couple weeks leading up to the birth, and it happens usually at night and then they go away in the morning. So I didn't really think a whole lot of it, and I did my usual thing. I laid down, drank lots of water, and I went to bed. And when I woke up, they were less frequent, but they were still very intense. They were wrapping around to my back, which is not typical for me. And they continued throughout the day. And around, I think it was about around 27 or 28 hours after they first started, I did contact my midwife and ask her what she thought I should do about it. And her recommendation was lots of water, pretty much complete bed rest until they subside, and then drinking strongly brewed chamomile tea. So Art went out and got that for me. And I have been on bed rest since Monday night. So that's the excitement in this pregnancy week. The contractions have slowed down greatly, and we're to about maybe 1 or 2 an hour. Today I did a little bit more, and by tonight they actually picked back up, so I went back into bed and laid down with my big glass of water and my tea, and I did all that. And it seems like I'm going to be just at this point where I'm going to have to be really careful with how much I do, and paying attention to my body, and resting when I need to rest, which is very hard to do when you have 5 kids running around trying to homeschool them and all that kind of jazz, and you can see everything that goes on in a day. I probably won't be doing a lot of recording for the daily vlogs because, I mean, how exciting can it be sitting in bed, not doing a whole lot, watching 5 kids from your bed. So there won't be quite as much footage as usual, but hopefully we can still get some of that done, and as soon as Art gets home from work, I'm sure he can find lots to entertain you guys with for the next couple weeks. Talking about things to do while you're on bed rest, here's a list of a few things that I have done this week to keep myself busy, and no, it was not enough because there were some days that I was still going slightly stir crazy. But this is a few of the things that I did, and one of the things, big things that kept me busy for a while is just updating my blog. I also used Facebook a lot, and on that note, if you haven't started to follow me on Facebook, you are welcome to. There's usually daily updates and just recipes and links and things that I find really useful or interesting throughout the day. I just kind of post it up there. So if you'd like to, you can go ahead to Facebook, and you can find me under Parsnips and Parsimony, and I'll put the link below in the description below. I also did quite a bit of reading. I do a lot of reading naturally because I like to do book reviews. That's one thing that I really enjoy. So I was reading to catch up with some of those. I taught school every morning, and that takes a fair amount of time teaching the 3 kids. And while the 3 kids were being taught, Lydia kind of just occupied herself with some puzzles and tracing cards and different types of activities that different kids have gotten for birthday presents, and that was really good for her. And then Mary was just napping, so by the time school was over, it was lunchtime. Art came home from work for lunch. He helped make lunch. Then it was back time for naps for the younger kids, and by the time they got up, he was home from work again for the rest of the day. So that's how we managed our day. I also got caught up on my coupons, and I didn't finish pulling out all the expired coupons, but that's another project if I still have to stay on this bed rest for much longer. I looked and scoured the internet for good deals, and the cream, or it's actually a shea butter that I use on my face in the winter to keep it from getting dry, that was on sale for 25%. The reason I use this shea butter moisturizer is the only thing that really keeps my skin from not looking dry and flaky in the winter, and it's all natural. It's made right here locally, and I don't have to pay for shipping because I can just go and pick it up. So big shout out to the Alibu company. I will put their link in the description below as well. And if you want to take a look, you can see their whole product line of goat butter, or it's not butter. It would be goat soap and goat shea butter and everything goat milk products. It's really a nice company, and the people are super nice. No bed rest would be complete without watching movies, and I don't have a lot of good recommendations other than I like to watch Hallmarks, and they're super sappy, and that's just not right for everybody. But that's my that's my downfall. And while I was doing the movies, and I can't just stay still when I'm watching a movie, I ended up working on my knitting, and you knew that for Christmas I had knit hats and mittens and a purse for my sister-in-law. And so I had finished all those projects, and I started something new, and I will show you right here what I'm working on. This is the back of a sweater, and this sweater is actually going to be for me. It's a little bit longer than a short sleeve sweater, and I'm hoping that after I block this and it gets a little stretched out, it has a really nice loose weave to it. That I can just wear one of my nursing tanks under it and use this in the spring when I have to nurse the baby. So this has been a great project to work on while I've been on bed rest. Being on bed rest has totally made me go in the panic mode, thinking that I'm not going to have time to get the baby's clothes and the blankets and all that washed. And it's kind of driving me nuts because that stuff needs to get done. And this baby could be here, well, obviously with this going on, anytime. And more, I'm thinking 7-8 weeks. Mary was delivered at 37 weeks 6 days, and that's not that far away. And if I'm on bed rest, I don't know how I'm going to get it all done. But I'm going to see if I can pace myself here and get the help of my husband to go upstairs and get some of the stuff for me and get that ready. But Art today is helping me by fixing my rocking chair. This rocking chair I bought when I was pregnant with Charity, which was my first baby, and it's worked great. I mean, it's rocked 5 babies, and that's a lot of rocking because I almost do all of my nursing in that chair. I mean, that chair's seen a lot of love. But it kept clonking on something. When you rocked in a certain spot, it would go clonk, clonk. It drove me nuts. And so I learned to just rock without it making the clonk. But the kids don't know how to do that. And Art, well, he just rocked. And
violently.
Yes, it clonked if it wanted to clonk. And if it didn't, it didn't. So this is what my chair looks like right now. And I tell you, I'm in a sheer panic about this. That's my chair. That's the base over there. Those are the sides. There's the pile of tools.
And then pulling it apart.
And, well, there's the bed. And yes, it looks like a mess. And it is a mess because that's pretty much my workstation since I'm on bed rest. So, Art, you think you're going to get this done in time?
I need to, so I will. That's how it works around here.
Ugh. Isn't that scary? I tell you, I hope he knows what he's doing because if I don't have this rocking chair, we might just have to go out and buy a new one. That's...
Yeah.
Ow, no!
Hurt even more now.
Ow, oh, don't look. Just don't look, don't look, don't look. Well, I think that's everything that happened for week 30. It wasn't overly exciting. Hopefully week 31 will bring some more normal excitement and does not involve Bedrest or preterm labor or anything like that. But thank you for watching. Please subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so already, and I will see you next week for week 31. Bye, YouTube.